NFL player props here for Monday Night Football, Monday, November 7th here. Saints versus the Ravens here. Before I get started, there's a link in the description below to sign up for PrizePicks, or you can use promo code TUFF to sign up. PrizePicks will match 100% of your first deposit. There's also a Discord link in the description below where the main server is currently completely free, as well as Patreon link is in the description below of this video where I do make all the player props here that I'm making on PrizePicks for each given sport that I do play, NFL, college football, NBA props. PrizePicks Patreon posts every single day, so go ahead and check out that link in the description below. But let's get into it. Ravens, Saints here. Going to be an interesting game here. Ton of injuries for the Ravens. This game being played in New Orleans, and 46.5 over under. Baltimore is the 1.5 point road favorite here. But let's get into it. Two total play props that I do like here from this game. Again, not a gambling expert, not financial advice. These are simply just the plays I'm personally looking at making. Hopefully give you guys some insight and analysis to make your own player props here. But let's get into it. First one I like is going to be Alvin Kamara. I like his over 36.5 receiving yards here. I also like his receptions. I think this is an interesting one, but love his receiving yards prop here of 36.5. He's gone over this 3 of his last 4 games here, 91, 25, 56, and 96 receiving yards for Alvin Kamara over his last 4 games. But this is an interesting spot here for him. Obviously, with the injuries to really the Saints, the injuries have been piling up for the Saints as well. I think where's the Saints here? No Michael Thomas. Obviously, he's going to be put on the injury reserve, which is pretty unfortunate. He had those first couple of games of the year. Jarvis Landry, I believe he's questionable currently, but I believe he's on the doubtful side of questionable here. Lattimore's out, cornerback here. Obviously, there's a ton of receiving weapons for the Saints. Ravens are out. Mark Ingram's out for this game. He's going to miss a couple weeks, and obviously you can see here Michael Thomas. But Alvin Kamara, I think, is in a smash spot here. He's gone over this, like I said, 4 times over 3 of his last 4 games. But if you take a look at his game log with Andy Dalton, he's seen 6, 9, 9, and 10 targets, 9+ targets in his last 3 games. Really relying on him as a receiving back. Rush yards have not been that great, but I mean he's getting a ton of work. He is him and Chris Olave are the 2 weapons in this offense. But I think 36.5 receiving yards here for Alvin Kamara is extremely attainable. He's averaging 8.7 yards per catch. And if he gets 10 targets in this game, he's going to catch at least half of them. And that's 40 yards right there on average. So 36.5 receiving yards here. We can see here even week by week targets, right? 6, 9, 10, 9, and 10 targets per game. He's second in NFL behind Austin Eckler, 7.5 targets per game. If we take a look at the NFL defense here, the Ravens are right here, 7th most receptions to the running back position this season, right? If we move this to targets, they are 7th as well, right? So yards per throw, they're up here as well. So a ton of variety and a ton of different factors here going into this. But I think Kamara, 36.5 receiving yards, like normally you take a running back receiving yards prop or receptions prop, and it's a little sweaty, it's a little scary. But Alvin Kamara is just one of those guys where you roll with it and you feel extremely confident with it. So I'm taking Alvin Kamara over 36.5 receiving yards here against the Baltimore Ravens tonight. And the other player prop is going to be Lamar Jackson. 2 studs actually we're taking today. I'm going to take his over 9.5 rush attempts here against New Orleans. Now, the injuries have piled up tremendously for the Ravens here. We've seen Lamar, he's gone over this 3 of his last 5 games, 11, 12, 7, 10, and 9. Barely missed in his last game here. But Lamar, overall this season, we can see 9. He's gone over this actually 4 times this season. Had 2 different games where he had 9 rush attempts, 7 and a 6. So has no lower than 6 rush attempts in a game this season. But I like this for a few reasons. One, Mark Andrews is ruled out for this game. He's ruled out with knee and shoulder injuries. Also, Rashad Bateman is out for this season. And also no Gus Edwards and obviously no J.K. Dobbins. And if we take a look at the target share for the Ravens this season, those are his 2 top targets, 2 of his 3 top targets. Bateman, 28 targets. Mark Andrews, 64 targets. He's still got Devin Duvernay. Demarcus Robinson's out. And then I do expect a pretty big game here from Isaiah Likely, who did play extremely well in that game with that. He replaced Mark Andrews last game. But Lamar Jackson over 9.5 rush attempts, I think pretty attainable for him. I think missing his number 1 target, his number 3 target. Mark Andrews is definitely his security blanket. Going through his reads after this snap, he's probably looking for Mark Andrews on certain plays, and he's not going to be there. So I think he holds the ball tucks the ball and runs. Hopefully, we get a ton of those today in this game. He's going to have to do a lot, and I think he's going to have to do a lot with his feet in this game. So 9.5 rush attempts seems pretty attainable. I think this has a chance to maybe bump up to 10. So these are 2 total player props here that I'm playing. Monday Night Football, Alvin Kamara over 36.5 receiving yards, Lamar Jackson over 9.5 rush attempts. Hopefully we can cash both these, you guys. Again, all I ask is drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.